Hey guys, it's Derek Z, physical therapist. In today's video, I'll be talking about how to improve knee extension after an injury or surgery. Having full knee extension, which is when your knee is all the way straight, is important because you want both legs to be as symmetrical as possible. If you have one leg that is shorter than the other, essentially there's going to be constantly a little bit of a bend in your knee. So one of your leg, which is your involved leg, will be a little bit shorter, which then can cause pain in your adjacent joints like your ankle, your hip, and your low back. I'm going to show you a couple exercises to help you restore as much knee extension as possible. So let's get right into it. So one of the first exercise is called an active quad set. So to do this exercise, you need a towel basically underneath the ankle, something to prop it up. So we're going to prop this up. We're going to assume this left leg has a little bit of a bend because it's lacking knee extension. So when it's lacking knee extension, the knee's not all the way straight. So to do this exercise, what you're going to do is you're going to prop the ankle up with this towel and you're going to push down with your knee, engaging your quad muscle. So what the other thing you can do is you can apply a little bit of pressure as you're engaging the quad muscle by squeezing down and pushing your knee down into the table and just holding it there for 10 seconds, 10 times. So if this starts to get a little bit easy, you can take a weight and put it right on top of the kneecap. Not over the kneecap, but just right on top of it. So then you don't want to do any damage to that area. And then you just kind of hang out here, letting gravity do most of the work and getting your knee to push down into the table. The longer you hold it here, the better. 5 minutes is good, but 10 minutes is even better. So for exercise number 2, this is called Prong Hang. This is an exercise that's classically given in a physical therapy clinic. This is also not one of my favorite exercises because it's very provocative, but it's one of the, if you can tolerate it, it's one of the more effective exercises that you can use to achieve full knee extension. So you have to lay on your stomach and you want to scoot out to the point where your knee is hanging off. Okay, so you want your knee below this ridge here. So then you're just gonna hang here. So prone is the position that I'm in, which is on my stomach, and hang, you're just hanging here. So that's why we call it prone hang. So again, 5 minutes or 10 minutes is even better in this position. If this gets to a point that's very easy for you, you can hang a bag with a little bit of weight inside the bag on your ankle. So then that way, you're adding more resistance to your knee extension. For exercise number 3, you're gonna need a stool or something to prop your leg up, another chair, anything. So what you're gonna do with this exercise is you're gonna prop your knee or your ankle up onto this stool, and again, just let gravity drag your knee down into extension. A lot of the times, this tends to get a little bit easy for most folks. So what I tell them is to take a grocery bag and put anything in it that has weight. Soup cans, oranges, whatever. Anything that makes it heavy. And just loop your ankle around it. And just have the handles above the knee joint and below the knee joint. So it's pulling it down into extension. And again, you can be doing this while you're watching TV. You can be doing this while you're working on a computer. Either way, you're getting it straight. So you can hang here 5 minutes, 10 minutes if better, similar to the other exercises. A lot of the times, what I see in the clinic is I see compensations, meaning a lot of times people turn their leg out like this. This is not the most ideal because now your leg is rotated, which when gravity is pulling down, it's not pulling down into full knee extension. You want to make sure your toes are pointed up towards the ceiling, so that way, the direct line, it's towards knee extension when it's pulling down. So exercise number 4 is called tkes. So the setup is like this. You need a resistance band with adequate resistance, and you're tying it to something that's sturdy, and then you loop that behind your knee. So what you do is you step back to provide a little bit more resistance that's productive, And then what you do is you put most of your weight on that left leg, and then you're extending it. You're pushing back by contracting your quads. And you're holding it there for 10 seconds for about 10 times. And then you relax after 10 seconds. So you push back, you hold 10 seconds, and then you relax. This actively engages your quad, which then pulls your knee into full knee extension. So for the last exercise, it's a standing hamstring stretch with an active quad contraction. So you need a step, something to elevate your ankle. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna put your foot on there, point your ankle up towards the ceiling, and from there, you're applying pressure above the knee joint, a little bit above the kneecap, by pressing down. And as you press down, you're gonna squeeze. You're all gonna actually actively squeeze your quad muscle. So you squeeze, and then you lean forward. If you're doing this right, you should feel the muscle tighten up in the front of your thigh, and then you should also feel a stretch in the back of your thigh. And you're holding this here, also holding the active quad contraction, 30 seconds, and then you perform for 3. The key to achieving full knee extension is early intervention. One of the other factors that you want to focus on is low load, long duration stretches. These are exercises like the bag hang, the prone hang, and the standing hamstring stretches. If you can tolerate 5 minutes or 10 minutes is even better to be able to sustain that position, that's going to be more effective for your joint than doing a super aggressive stretch that causes a lot of pain and it's going to be uncomfortable. In fact, sometimes that can actually be counterproductive. That is why the low load, long duration stretches are more favorable for your knee joint, because it eliminates guarding and it takes more pain out of the equation. So then that way you can sustain that position longer, which then enables you to stretch for a longer period of time. I hope these ideas are helpful, and hopefully they'll be able to help you restore as much knee extension as possible. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I wish you the best of luck in your recovery process.